What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Prospect Spotlight, where you get a chance to learn more about NFL draft hopefuls. I'm Steph Sanchez, and today I have Wisconsin cornerback Nyzier Fourqurean. Nyzier, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm great. So something we're doing this year with these interviews, we start them off with a little bit of a rapid fire, just to get us warmed up here. So we're going to go ahead and get into that really quick. We got the Natty happening today. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Who you got winning that one?
I'm from Ohio, so I'm going with Ohio State. I can't lie. I'm going with
All
Ohio.
right. Yeah, always got to go with the home team.
Yes.
Who's your NFL MVP for you this season?
I hate to say it because I'm a Browns fan, but Lamar Jackson. I think he's been on a tear this season, and obviously what he did to the Browns. So I definitely got to go with Lamar, even though they lost.
Had to be. Yeah, I mean, the playoff outcome shouldn't change that. So I'm with you on that one. Who you got winning the Super Bowl this season?
I hate to give it to Pat, but probably Pat. Probably going for, a 3-peat now?
Yeah.
He might do it again. I don't know.
Us 49er fans will know about that.
Yeah.
And yes, we hate to see it as well. But all right, who you got? All right, okay, we're done with those. If you could get a pick on any quarterback in the NFL right now, who would it be?
I'll probably just have to go with Pat because kind of just like the legacy that he has right now going on and everything. I'm being probably the best quarterback in the league right now and going to go down as a great. So I have to go with him most likely.
Definitely can't go wrong with that one. Yeah. All right, Drake or Kendrick?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Drake or Kendrick?
Drake or Kendrick?
Yeah, music-wise.
Oh, Drake. I'm not a big Kendrick guy. I saw that beat going on and everything. I'm a Drake guy, though. I can't lie. For sure.
All right. Favorite cheat day meal?
Favorite cheat day meal? We had a little spot down in Madison called Natty's. It's kind of like a little soul food spot. So I'll get like a fried catfish with some fries, or I'll go to like get some fried wings, something like that. I'll say.
That does sound good. I don't blame you on that one. All right, let's get into the serious questions here now. So, Nyzier, you started your college career at Grand Valley State, right? Yeah. And you came, you saw, you conquered, you ended up Division II All-American honors. So there was definitely like a few teams interested in you after that, right? When you entered the transfer portal. Tell me how Matt Mitchell, one of your former coaches, how he helped tip the scales toward you choosing Wisconsin.
Yeah, so originally out of the portal, I committed to Vanderbilt. It was kind of like obviously Vanderbilt at the time, they're doing a lot better now, but at the time they were a little bit overlooked, I would say. They weren't doing the best, but I committed there just I liked that what they had going on over there, and they pretty much they were pretty much telling me I was going to come in and start right away, and it was actually the opposite of what Wisconsin was telling me. They were telling me I was going to have to come in and compete with the senior, but just knowing Coach Mitchell, and like everything he's done for me in the past at Grand Valley, obviously he was my head coach over at Grand Valley, now the outside linebackers coach at Wisconsin. Just knowing that he wouldn't lie to me, he kind of just told me like he knows the work ethic that I have, and he told me if you come in here and you put that same work ethic that I've seen you do, you're going to take the spot. Like he told me that straight up, so I just kind of believed in that, and I knew he wouldn't steer me wrong, and that's just kind of what happened.
Yeah, it's definitely important to have, people in your corner, and that trust definitely carries over. So It seemed like everything worked out for you, and your career at Wisconsin was a good one. Now, for those who aren't aware, tell us what thoracic outlet syndrome is and how it almost derailed your 2023 season.
Yeah, so 2022, I was coming off the All-American. I got All-American in 2022 at Grand Valley. January of 2023, I was still at Grand Valley at the time. So pretty much one day I just I woke up. It was a normal day. Just went to winter conditioning while I was still at Grand Valley. And my arm, we were running, and my chest was a little bit tight. Didn't think nothing of it. So after we got done running, we then went to go lift. And when I started to lift, pretty much what it was a bone called my first rib, which is in my shoulder, kind of like my collarbone area. It was compressing a vein. So whenever I was working out, whenever I was running, my arm started to swell up a little bit. Tried to fight through it for a little bit, just thinking maybe it was something that was just like a temporary thing, but it just kept happening. So I was like, all right, I got to get this checked out. Obviously, at Grand Valley, we didn't really have the resources at a Division II school as a Division I would have. So it kind of took a little bit to get diagnosed with it and get the surgery, but I ended up getting that surgery to get that rib removed to just let the blood flow go throughout my arm.
Yeah, and how do you feel like that kind of, I'm sure you don't feel like it set you back, but I know that, going into that 2023 season, you kind
Yeah,
of you were kind of behind the eight
yeah,
ball a little bit. So how
yeah.
did you get, back into it with the rehab and all that, and how you feel like that 2023 season went for you after that?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely know that it had a effect on me. So while I was getting diagnosed, like I said, the Division II schools didn't really have the same resources, so I couldn't get the surgery for a long time. So I sat out of the entire 2023 spring ball. I didn't lift, I didn't run because anytime I would even jog, my arm would swell up, and if I went too long, it could cause a blood clot. So that's something that's
Yeah.
even more serious. So I had to like really just chill out, coach, be a leader off the field, and to the guys that were in my position group. And then when I did get the surgery in May, this is when I did transfer over to Wisconsin. Like right as I was transferring, I got the surgery. It wasn't a long recovery process. I got cleared the next month, just because I was like really doing my stretches and things like that. But when I got to Wisconsin, working in from May till fall camp, I was pretty much limited because they didn't want to rush it back, and the same symptoms could have came back pretty much if I wouldn't have taken it slow. So I think there's that preparation. I'm a preparation, not a freak, but like I'm very particular and very, very specific in my process and my preparation. I don't think I could get that. So my 2023 season didn't go as I wanted to. I don't think my body was built for a full Division I 20 like full long season. At the end of the year, I feel like my body started beat down a little bit, but that's just because of my preparation. I wasn't able to do things in the summer as I would like to, but it all happens for a reason. So
Yeah, definitely. And obviously that surgery was for the best. Now, when I watch film on you, what stands out the most is your physicality and your tackling, and especially in man coverage, that physicality does stand out. So when you watch your opponent's film, what are some things that you look for and you study?
yeah, so I would say like the day after the game. So we played again Saturday, Sunday. We're going on the next opponent. I would say Sunday's more of like a relaxed, more of a. So we're just trying to do corrections, I would say, from the last game before we really get on to the next opponent. But I do on Sundays, I think I really look at the tendencies of the receivers just to get like a feel of what I'm going against for the week. But as the week goes on, I just try and it goes to less tendencies. I'm not really on the tendencies anymore. I'm really just more so on the offensive coordinator and like the plays that they run in different situations, third down, red zone, whatever it may be. So not as much on the receivers, I would say, besides the beginning of the week and maybe a little bit on Friday, the day before the game. But it's more so just like the play calling and things like that, different situations.
All right, so you're looking at the bigger picture now,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you see how that's helping you out.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure.
And now you had the opportunity to compete at the Hula Bowl. Congrats on that, by the way. That's pretty big. How did it feel to get that invite?
Oh, it felt great. I knew I was definitely hoping to get that invite towards the end of the season. I'm like, I just want to get in a bowl game and be able to showcase my talent. So I was definitely very excited to compete and be around those great players.
How you feel like that week went for you?
Uh, I don't think it was my best week. I don't think I was fully. Obviously, none of us probably were, but we didn't play a game in over a month. We didn't make a bowl game,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I don't think I was in football shape as much. I was more so just doing like a little bit of maintenance, trying to get my body right for this training that's happening right now. So I don't think I was in my full like football shape, but it was a good week at the end of the day. And I met with a lot of scouts, and I feel like they gave me a lot of good advice and good feedback, and they told me what they liked about me. So it was a good week. For sure.
Yeah, tell me more about like the feedback you're getting. Like, what are teams liking about you?
Yeah.
What would they want to see more of from you?
Yeah, a lot of teams have spoken just what you said about my physicality. They think I'm a very physical cornerback. A lot of teams actually see me at nickel as well. It's pretty much a split. And a couple of teams said that they could also see me playing safety just because of my like eyes, pretty much how I see the field. I think that's something that's one of my strengths. Going along with my physicality, just like my zone presence, I think I have a really good. I remember a few teams where over the week were saying like the way that I can just read the offense in zones and see route combinations, route concepts before it happens. It was very impressive to them. So things like that, just the things in zone and my physicality.
See, that's what happens when you study the whole offense,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You seen the whole thing, right?
For sure.
Now you had other Badgers out there with you too,
Yeah.
linebackers, Jaheim Thomas, Jake Chaney. I'm sure it gives you like a sense of comfort too, having those familiar faces around in like
Absolutely.
a new environment, right? How'd that go?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that was great being out there with them. Those are my guys. Jake actually had to leave earlier in the week just because he was still battling some injuries that he's trying to clean up, so he didn't finish the entire week. But it was great being out there with Jaheim, and I actually had a high school teammate of mine, Luke Floyer, a receiver from Kent State. He was my high school teammate, so I was out there with him as well. I haven't seen him in a few years, so it was really good to get back with him.
Awesome. Now, from an iron sharpens iron standpoint, was there anyone in particular that you enjoyed going up against?
Yeah, I think Kobe Hudson, receiver from UCF, he got the best of me in the first day of one-on-ones. I think he was a very twitchy receiver. And there was a couple other guys that were very impressive to me. I can't remember his name, to be honest, but I think he's from East Washington.
Okay.
One of the receivers. He's really good.
All right. Now, Nyzier, like you've been through a lot, right? From being an unknown, coming out of high school to finishing your college career in Wisconsin with a chance now to be drafted. How has everything that you've been through like helped shape the man and player that you are today?
Oh yeah, I've been through a lot of my life, a lot of adversity, and the things like the recruitment process, just going to Division II level, and then having to beat out a guy at the Wisconsin, going through my surgery and things like that. It just showed me how like resilient I can be, and that anything that I face in life, I can just get through. And I've always had that underdog mentality. I've always had a chip on my shoulder, and I think that shows with my play. I've never been the guy that's always everybody's talking about, but that's okay. I always make a way, and I just appreciate everybody around me and appreciate everything that I've been through because it shaped me to just be that ultimate competitor that I am.
Yeah, I saw like your Twitter header photo reads, "You didn't come this far to only come this far," right?
Yeah.
So, what's next for you in these next couple of months? Like, what's training looking like so far?
Yeah, so just training. I know teams want to see me run. That was one of the things that I feel like a lot of teams and a lot of people on the outside don't know how fast I am. And obviously being a defensive back, you got to be pretty fast. So just training, I think I'm going to run a high 4.4. I think I'm a 4.4 type of guy. And that's what a couple teams, I told them when they asked me, what are you going to run? 4.4. And they said they're going to hold me to it. So definitely just training for that 40. That's the biggest thing, trying to stay smooth in my drills and just trying to build my body so I can be ready for this camp when the time comes.
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's definitely several months now to get that time right. So definitely rooting for you to get that 4.4.
For sure.
Now, I always end my interviews with this question. What is a team or a fan base getting with Nyzier Fourqurean, both on and off the field?
Yeah, I'll say somebody who's a leader. I'll say somebody who's a perfectionist. And when it comes to like those two things, I think I'm not necessarily the most vocal person like off the field. I'll definitely hold you accountable, but I'm not really the loudest, you know what I'm saying? But I do lead by example, and I think that's one thing that like I could definitely say that especially at Wisconsin, like people really did look up to me, even though I wasn't the most vocal person. People really did see how I was doing things, and I feel like I set that example for the room. And just somebody that's always gonna, off the field, like I'm always gonna stay out of trouble. I never get in any trouble. I stay away from the things. I just stay focused on keeping the main thing, and that's football.
I love it. And I'm sure team is going to love it as well, Nyzier. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview today. Really appreciate it. And obviously, I wish you the best of luck in these next few months in your preparation and, of course, till draft day, right? Yep. So appreciate you. Appreciate everyone that tuned in. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because there will be plenty more prospect interviews just like this one. But for now, folks, have a good rest of your day. Peace.